Hello everyone. Thank you for attending this speech about European digital sovereignty and knowledge governance. I would really start with a quick question for you all. How many of you know right now where data, specifically learning data, learning progress of your colleagues, employees, are in this exact moment? I don't mean approximately. I don't mean somewhere in the cloud. I mean exactly. This is the European paradox. In Europe, we have written the rules about, for example, the GDPR to protect user data. We have also written the AI Act and a very well-structured framework of rules and laws in order to protect data of our people, of the European citizens. And yet, most of our organizations, of the European organization, manage learning, internal documentation, but also communication on infrastructures they do not own. This is a problem of depending on vendors that can change pricings, roadmaps on their own. And our data, the data of our people, travel across borders that we did not even choose. So digital sovereignty is not about regulation, but about a choice of architecture. This is the agenda about this talk. We'll go from who we are, about talking about the framework of Europe. We have about laws on digital sovereignty. We'll talk about open source, an open source software called ILIAS, and a few case studies. I'm IlarioTruppa. I'm a partner and head of operations and sales at OSI Group. OSI Group is an Italian company specialized for over 15 years now on building up digital learning ecosystems. We are also official ILIAS service providers, and I will tell you what ILIAS is about. And we have experience and references on public administrations, defense, Horizon Europe projects. Plus, we are also ISO 9001 certified. What we learned up to now is what I will tell you. And it's main about the issue that we understood over the years is never the problem, but the architecture behind it. Let's understand a little bit the framework we have in Europe about digital sovereignty and why this topic is very important right now. Europe just in 2020-2023 started this open source software strategy. The idea is to promote the adoption of open source software in European public administration. And basically, we started here with the 3 pillars. The first one is the software reuse, in order not to waste public resources. The second pillar is about interoperability and using open standards. This is because we don't want our European administrations or even companies to be tied up, to be locked with vendors, you know. And transparency. All of these led to a principle called public money, public code, which basically states that if we use public resources, then the code that we develop should be free and open source, made for the community. And now this is a standard in this way. But also, in the time frame 2021-2027, Europe structured the Digital Europe program, where we see strategic investments on AI, cybercomputing, cybersecurity, and digital skills. The objective here is clear: to reduce the dependency on external vendors in order to achieve technological autonomy within Europe. But that's not only that. In 2025 to 2027, there is this other program called the Digital Europe Work Program. And here it is about investments on applied AI and interoperability. Last but not least, the Digital Compass 2030. Here we want to reduce the dependency again over non-European big tech, which is the main issue here. But why is this important in terms of LMS, of learning management system? It's critical because learning platform track data of our user, their learning progress. They build up the competences, the skills of our European citizens. And this must reflect the resilience of our European framework. So at this point, it's pretty clear that open source is the only solution we see as possible at the moment. I want to talk about open source not just as a free software that everyone can use. It's also about a model of transparency in order to govern our knowledge. And 4 pillars I show you here are about transparency, the open code, verifiable and auditable by everyone, but also security, because when code is open to everyone, then everyone can check it, can find vulnerabilities, can fix them. Interoperability, using open standards in order to be more flexible and adapt our ecosystems over time. And privacy by design, with the GDPR by design, not as a compliance, but as a governance of our data. All of these, only all of these, can lead to the term of digital sovereignty. But now let's go deep in what I'm talking about. Because if we need a learning management system that's open source, that's European, and that reflects the resilience of the European framework, then we are talking about ILIAS. ILIAS is an open source software born in 1998 at the University of Cologne. And nowadays is maintained by a huge community that is a European and international. Here, the key, the main difference between this software and other softwares of the same category is that when you think at the learning management system, you always think to software where the core, where the heart is the course. So it just leads to a catalog of courses that you can manage. Well, I'm telling you that ILIAS is much more. Because here this software is structured, is designed as a structured repository where the main object, the king, is the object itself. The object that can be, yes, for sure, a course, but also a learning module, a wiki, a forum, a chat room. Any object can be managed independently. And I do not only mean about settings. I also mean about the possibility to reuse the same objects over and over again and to have versionable objects. So it's a complete different structure of learning management system. And what's very advanced here, it's the role-based matrix, the role-based governance that we have. Because, you know, ILIAS is the possibility to create several roles with several permissions and adapt them for any use from little, small, medium enterprise to huge corporates. This is just something that's important about this topic, about ILIAS. But if you want to know more, please come and visit the ILIAS booth. What it's important in this speech is to see ILIAS not only as a learning management system, but also as a content management system. And here is the very, very interesting part. We often in organizations use a learning management system for the trainings, right? And the CMS, like WordPress or Drupal or others, for the websites. Then we also may have drives or repository, structured repository for our files to share them. And maybe for communication, we even use external softwares. That's a lot of softwares, a lot of possible vulnerabilities. But with ILIAS, we can change this, because in the same software, in a single environment, we can have all of it. For sure, ILIAS is a very powerful learning management system, but what I'm telling you here is that we managed to use it as a proper CMS, and I have also case studies to show you how. In this way, having all these possibilities in a single software, the advantage is that we only have one parameter of security, one login only, one only responsibility about the management of it, right? But here we come with some case studies. This is very important in my opinion, because it shows how it's not just theory, there are results already. And the first case study I want to tell you is about the South Tyrol local government. For those who do not about this local government is in the South Tyrol, really northern part of Italy, near the border with Austria. And it's important here because we need a learning management system that's for sure bilingual. And as you know, it's multilingual ILIAS, right? And we also have a very high responsibilities over schools, over citizens. That's because for this specific customer, we have two installations of ILIAS. One for the employees of the province of Bolzano. But another installation is open to schools, students, and all the citizens. So you can really imagine how big is this installation, and how it is important for them to choose a software learning management system that gives them continuity, so no change of license over time. And that's why the local government of Bolzano has ILIAS for over 15 years now. They really need control on data over their citizens. It's very important for them. And also adaptability of the software over the years, because we know that needs change over time. And it's important to have a software that can evolve with them. In this way, they had this platform, multilingual, and it's in their property, right? They manage that. They own the platform. And so they don't use a black box of vendors, over commercial vendors. That's very important for public administration. Our role in this case study is not only the management of the platform from an IT perspective, but also, of course, is production of multimedia. And now it's a long time that we are working with them, and the platform is very appreciated by all the population of South Tyrol. The second case study is more European, I would say, more international. We are talking about Horizon Europe projects. For Horizon Europe projects are research projects where consortia comes with an idea, then ask for funding to the European Commission. We have been selected for this Horizon Europe project that's called Diameter. And our role in this one is to provide the e-learning platform, to develop e-learning contents, but also for the work package about communication and dissemination. In this consortium with 16 partners, not only from Europe, but also Turkey and Australia, it's very important to provide a software that not only can provide courses like all of us on LMS can do, but also we managed to use this software as a CMS. Here you can see this Diademia. It's the e-learning platform powered by ILIAS. And what's interesting here is that we have this structured repository with the courses about the topics. The topics of this Horizon Europe projects are additive manufacturing, so the technologies of additive manufacturing, and circular economy. So we use the LMS for training, technical training, but also for a collaboration hub for all the partners. So we have groups, we have forums in which partners of such a large consortium can talk, can share ideas, share results and planning. But also we use the same platform as a CMS, because if you know, ILIAS has the possibility to open a public area in which you can publish some contents that are already inside the platform to make them public, in the public area, so other people from from the internet can browse without the login. And I don't know if it's clear this point, but I want to really highlight it. In this way, we didn't need to have a WordPress website, for example, but we managed with just one single software to have both the LMS and the website, and also collaboration hub. One login only, one only perimeter of security, one only software to check and to control. So the values here are transparency, but also European control in action. We needed to add a little piece to ILIAS, so we developed a plugin, a SEO plugin, search engine optimization, because by default links on ILIAS are not indexed by search engines. So we had to do something, and here it comes our value as consultants and developers to add functionalities to an open source software such as ILIAS. So we developed this plugin to index pages that are in the public area. So when you now go on Google or any other search engine and you type Diademia or diameter, it will come up the ILIAS installation used as a website, and this is very powerful. The third case study that I want to bring you is started at least a little bit personal. For those who do not know, Volt is a pan-European movement that wants to be a European party. And it happened that in June 2025, I became a member of Volt Europa. And after a few meetings, after understanding the status of the learning management, of the trainings that are done in Volt Europa, I managed to understand what were the requirements. They were looking at the moment for a learning management system. So what I did is understand the needs, then develop a plan. I developed a plan that I managed to show to the functional leads of Volt Europa in Amsterdam in October 2025. And they were simply amazed about the possibilities this software could do to the party, but also the functionalities that can really improve the way they used to make training until then. So after this presentation and understanding the needs that basically they were about a very slow onboarding of new people. And as you can imagine, this kind of party where most of people, such as me, are volunteers, it's the turnover of people, right? So you just lose people and you lose knowledge. It was very important to build up a system where all the knowledge could be structured and explained to everyone, right? Be accessible to everyone. So to reduce the fragmentation that was in Volt Europa, and also to reduce the dependency on vendors, on commercial vendors. At the end of the year, year, the budget was secured, and starting from this year, VoltEuropa is using ILIAS as their learning management system. This solution brings the possibility to protect data and to also have the same values we have for ILIAS to have for this party. Also, the governance is centralized because VoltEuropa has several academies, one per each local chapter, one for each country, right? So every country can have their own academy, but in the same place, governed with the same roles and same permissions, the same security levels. So this is basically what we do. This is our method. The digital sovereignty is something that we are able to build. It's not something that you buy off the shelf, right? So our method is first of all to understand the needs of our customer, our projects, and how to understand what is the process of knowledge, from where this knowledge comes from and where it needs to go, who is the target, what are the KPIs that we want to put in place. Second, the system should be a digital twin of the organization that we are working with, right? So with the same organization, the same roles, permissions, in order to have the same organization inside the software. This is what we do and how we do. I really would like to meet you all at the stand in order to understand your needs and how we can bring open source software, free software, and digital sovereignty to your organization. Because the European framework is now on. Now it's on organization to decide what to do.